Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Elzeiny from the Weekend Islamic School teaching the Arabic class, and we still doing the verbs in noun sentences. Noun sentences starts with a noun, but after it starts with a noun there is a verb, and we have been learning how to deal with this verb. And today's subject is that when you have a double pronoun, double pronouns. For example, this table is set up for X thanked Y. X being I, we, you, he, she, they, and Y being me, us, you, him, her, them. Okay, so basically the combination is he thanked, for example, he thanked her, she thanked them, they thanked us, you thanked me, I thanked you, things like that, the combinations. And this table gives all possible combinations between the pronouns. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. For example, if I say you thanked, if we look at this here, it is you, one female, thanked us. Okay, if we look at this, it is you, three male, thanked me. Shakartumuni, shakartumuni. Okay, if we look at this, for example, it is you, two male or two female, and then us. So you thanked us. Shakartumana. Okay, let's say, for example, this one here. This one here. It is you, one M, thanked him. So this becomes you thanked him. You, one M, thanked him. Shakartuhu, shakartahu, shakartahu. Another example, he thanked you, and you being three males, 3 plus male. So it is he thanked you, shakarakum, shakarakum. Okay, and so forth. If we make it a little bit zoom in so that you can see the words more clearly. If we say he thanked you, and you being one female, so shakaraki. If it's one male, if it's he thanked you, you is one male, then shakaraka. Okay, now we notice that I thanked me. I thanked me, basically it is I thanked myself. So this number here is I thanked me, but it is more correct, or like the usual way is to say I thanked myself. So that's why there is a number 1 here. We go down there and we can see that we have number 1, I thanked myself, and it is shakartu nafsi. Here, these are like the diagonal cells. Here is we thanked us. Usually people don't say we thanked us, they say we thanked ourselves. Shakarna anfusana. So that is number 2, is down here. Here's number 2. Here is number 3, is saying you thanked you. So we don't say usually you thanked you. We say you thanked yourself. So that's why it has number 3 here. 3 here, you thanked yourself. And you thanked yourself for one male, it is shakarta nafsaka. For one female, shakarti nafsaki. Okay? That's 3 and 4. 4 here, you being one female, thanked you being one female, so you thanked yourself, shakarti nafsaki. Here, you, 2 male and 2 females are thanking you, which is 2 males or 2 females. We don't usually say that you thanked you. We said number 5, it is shakartuma anfusakuma, you thanked yourselves. Okay. Number 6 here is you thanked you, 3M, 3 plus M, and that is not said that you thanked you. You say you thanked yourself. So that's number 6 here. You thanked yourselves. Shakartuma anfusakuma. Shakartum anfusakum. And then for 3 plus female, shakartunna anfusakunna. Also, we have the third person. This is from here to here. That's the first person. From here to here, that's the second person. From here to here, this is also a second person. So, and this one is the third person. He thanked himself, shakara nafsahu. She thanked herself, shakarat nafsaha. They thanked themselves, being 2 male or 2 female, shakartuma anfusakuma. They 3 plus male thanked themselves, shakartum anfusakum. They 3 female, 3 plus female thanked themselves, shakartunna anfusakunna. Okay, so these are tables 1170 and 1180. Simple. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the homework. Okay. The homework, it says using tables 1170 and 1180, the ones we were looking at. Translate the following to Arabic. Write the rule number that you've used, and the row number and the column number. You can also use rule 610 for the pronouns themselves. We will see that in a second. Okay, so instead of using thank, decided to use push, which is dafa'a. The root for push is dafa'a, push. That's the root. Okay, and as we said, the root is always for he, one male. He, one male. So it is for the third person, one male. Okay. So this example is you, 3 plus F, pushed her. And her, of course, being 1 F, but it's understood. Okay, so I go U 3 plus F. Here is go. Here is U 3 plus F. Going here. U plus 3 plus F and pushed her. I'm going to open the table. U 3 plus F is right here. Pushed her. And her is right here. So U3 plus F pushed her. That's the right one. شكرتناها. 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 Actually, شكرتناها. 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 So this comes from row 8, column 10. Row 8, column 10. Row 8, column 10. So we go back to the homework. Said this is row 8 that need to be fixed. This is row 8 and this is column 10. Because the order is the rule, the row, and the column. The rule is 1170 that we were just looking at. Row 8, column 10. Okay. Now, there is another way, is usually instead of saying دفعتنها, or actually instead of saying دفعتنها alone, we can say أنتن دفعتنها. How is this coming? Okay, where did دفعتنها came from? It came from شكرتنها. But شكرتنها, the verb is شكر. But now we have the verb دفع. So شكرتنها becomes دفعتنها. So instead of using the verb شكر, دفع. So you substitute this شكر with دفع. So becomes دفعتنها. 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 Okay? Okay. Now we sometimes use and say أنتن دفعتنها. أنتن is not needed in this situation. However, usually, not really usually, but in many cases, people would like to add أنتن. And it's not needed, but hey, people like to add it. So how do I get أنتن from? This is from table 610. So I go back here. I go to table 610. And we're looking here for أنتن is U3 plus F. So we're looking for U3 plus F. So here U3 plus F. Right here. U3 plus F. So that's أنتن. So that's basically what we got here is أنتن. It's very simple procedure. Okay. Let's do here, for example. Let's do this since we did it already. I pushed her. I, of course, is one male. Her is one female. So I just don't need to say that because they are understood. I pushed her. So I and her. Go back to the table. $11.70. I and her. So here we go. I being row 2, her being column 10 becomes shakartuha. And if I replace shakar here with dafa, then it becomes dafa'tuha. So shakartuha, the shakartuha sounds like dafa'tuha. Okay? So we go back here and say, okay, that's dafa'tuha. Okay? So it came from row 2, column 10. Rule 1170. Rule 1170, column 2, row 10. Okay? It's very simple. And usually people who don't speak Arabic, they make mistakes in these pronouns. So sometimes in the slang, instead of saying dafa'tuha, or instead of saying ana dafa'tuha, in the slang language you say ana dafa' hiya. Ana dafa' hiya. That's a slang. I'm sorry, that's not a slang. That's the ones who don't understand the who are not native Arabic speakers, and they don't want to be bothered with this. So they say ana dafa' hiya. I pushed her. You know, ana dafa' hiya. So they get themselves out of this. Now, ana comes from rule 610, 3, 3. Row 3, column 3. Look, I. Okay, so if we go back to the rules here, (610) from table 610. Okay, I is ana. I is ana. And that's what we used in the, it is row 3, column 3. It is row 3, column 3. Okay. Let's do another example. You pushed yourself, being one female. So one female is saying, you're saying to one female, you pushed yourself. This is one female. I don't need to put one female here because it's obvious. If you yourself, if it's one female here, it's one female here. So I just put the mark here. I prefer it here. It's a matter of preference. It doesn't make a difference in the meaning. It's just a matter of habit. Okay, so that's the self pronoun. That's the self pronoun. You, one female, pushed yourself. So that's a self pronoun. So you, one female, yourself is one female. So here we go down to the table. Rule 1170, and the thing was what again? Yes, with you, one female. So you, one female, row 5, row you one female, pushed yourself, or pushed you one female. So you one female pushed you one female, nobody says that. Okay, nobody says you pushed you. So it's number 4. The reason I numbered here, because I could not fit the answer into the cell. If I do, it's going to be big table. So I'm trying to make the table as small as possible to fit in one sheet of paper. So you one female, thank you being also. So that's number 4. So I go under the table. See number 4. Shakarti nafsaki. Shakarti nafsaki. Now, replacing the verb shakara with the verb dafa'a. So, shakarti becomes dafa'ati. Shakarti becomes dafa'ati. Dafa'ati nafsaki. And here it is. Dafa'ati nafsaki. Okay. And then if I want to add you, which is not needed, but it can be used, it's anta, anti, dafa'ti nafsaki. Where do I get anti from? From rule 610, row 6, column 3. Look here. Here, one female, the pronoun for one female is anti. Anti. So that comes from row 6, column 3. Row 6, column 3. Row 6, column 3. Okay. So basically, it's a systematic. There is nothing new about it. There is nothing new about it. There is nothing ambiguous about it, in other words. Let's do more examples. Let's do, for example, let's do this, for example. We being 2 plus male. 2 plus male means 2 and above. And I remind you that the first person, either you or we. If it's a single, then it's you. Male or female, it doesn't matter. If it's multiple, 2 or more, then it's we. Male and female doesn't matter. It's not like 3 plus F, where it's above 3. No. It's all about 2 plus M or 2 plus F. That is the many. So that's why in the table you see in the first person you see either I or we. I is mufrad, singular. Many is multiple, more than one. أكثر من واحد. Okay, so it's either I or we. So that's why in the question we said we 2 plus M pushed them 3 plus F. So a group of 2 plus males pushed a group of 3 plus females. Okay, so it's we 2 plus male against them 3 plus female. Go back to the table. $11.70. It is you 3 plus female, or 2 plus. Sorry, I forgot what it was. Yeah, it is we who actually, let's see if we can dock. Okay, just going to be making reading the table harder. Yeah, just making the table, reading the table harder. So we 2 plus m pushed them 3 plus f. So we 2 plus m, them 3 plus f. And I think this needs to, we need the plus here. We need the plus here. Okay. So we thanked them. So we, being row number 3, thanked them, being them 3 plus female. So it's row what again? Row 3, column 13. Row 3, column 13. So it's shakarnahunna. Okay. Instead of shakara, we use the verb dafa'a. So it is dafa'nahunna. Dafa'nahunna. So if we copy this, and we said it's row 3, column 13. So row 3, column 13. So it's 1170, row 3, column 13. Okay. And it is shakarnahunna. If we copy it, paste it here, it becomes shakarnahunna. However, the verb is dafa'a, not shakara. So replace this one with dafa'a. And we bring dafa'a from here. The root verb that we're using is dafa'a, push. So we bring this one, replace this one. So دفعناهن دفعناهن دفعناهن. Now we would like also to add, we would like to look at the second possibility, which is adding we. Okay, so we 2 plus m from table 610, from rule 610, rule 610. We is نحن, so I just copy this, نحن. نحن, and we paste it right here. And then attach nahun, and then add dafa'nahun. Copy from here, paste it there. And nahnu is from row 4, column 3. Rule 610, row 4, column 3. Column 3. Okay. Let's pick she pushed us. She, being one female, of course I don't need to say that. Pushed us, being 3 plus female, which is a group of females. So she by herself pushed group of females, which is, we're talking about ourselves. Okay, and as we said before, that's a mistake here because us is 2. Usually us is 2 plus F. Because we don't have 3 plus in us. If we look here, it's either me or us. Okay, and us, we have 2 plus either M or F. So we don't have 3 plus. I mean, we don't have specific 3 plus. We just use 2 plus because that's what first person is, either I or we. Okay, so us. So she, we go to she, which is row 10. We go to us, which is column 3. So row 10, column 3. Shakaratna. So it says shakaratna. Shakaratna. So we can copy shakaratna from here, put it there. Shakaratna. And we replace, we're not using shakara, which is thanking, we're using dafa. So we can just go ahead and replace shakara with dafa. Shakara with dafa. So we come here, we highlight shakara with dafa. دفعتنا. And this is row 10, column 3. Row 10, 1170. Row 10, column 3. And if we would like to use she, add she to here, which is another possibility to add she. Okay, so where do we get she from? We get she from table, from rule 610. Usually if you have enough space, you would expand this so that you can read the entire title. 610 pronouns and positions based on count, gender, and category. Okay, but because we don't have space on the screen, we don't have double screen, so I just make it small and I just go with the number instead. So rule 26 or 610, and we want she. We want she. So she is هي. So that comes from row 3, comes from row 11, column 3. Here. Six, 10, row 11, column 3. 6, 10, row 11, column 3, and she is هي. So we paste it. هي. And this one comes down by itself. Copy and paste. So you can say هي دفعتنا, or you can just say دفعتنا. Okay. Do one more example for the self pronouns. Okay. Let's do this. You being 2 male or 2 female, a group of 2 male or 2 female, pushed yourselves. You just pushed yourselves. Nobody pushed you. You pushed yourselves. So U, 2M, 2F. So we go here to the table 1170. And you, 2 male or 2 female, pushed yourselves. So you pushed you. We don't say that. We say you pushed yourself, which is number 5. We go down here. Here's number 5. 2 male, 2 female. It is شكرتما أنفسكما. You thanked yourself. So we copy it from here. We go to the homework. Okay. شكرتما أنفسكما. And that came from rule 1180, column 5. Rule 1180, column 5. I want to make sure this whole thing is left to right. Okay. So rule 1180, column, there's no row, so it's column 5. Rule 1180, column 5. شكرتما أنفسكما. Okay. And as we said, since we're not dealing with the verb شكر, we're dealing with the verb دفع. Then I just replace شكر with دفع by copying دفع from here and here replace شكر with دفع. Generated an extra space, so just take this space. Why isn't it connecting? Is it different? The ayn and the ta supposed to be connected here, and the reason they are not connected because if you look at this font, Calibri, you look at this font, Calibri body, so the two different fonts, so they have to be the same font, otherwise the ayn will not connect with the ta. So we highlight them and we select for both Calibri body, and this should have done it. Oh yeah, the size. This one is size 12, this one is size 14, so we need to make them all the same size. So 14. Okay, now the ayn is connected to the ta. Our problem was that the ayn was not connecting to the ta, which is not right. And this problem was caused because they have different font size. So when we make the same font size, the ayn is connected to the ta. So دفعتما أنفسكما. دفعتنا أنفسكما. This one here, it's just one number. I'm just going back to here. Just want to confirm this is you pushed yourself, being one female. Okay, you pushed to yourself. Okay, that's column 1. That's column, no, you pushed yourself, one female, that's column 4. So that's column 4. I noticed both of them have the same column number, so that wasn't right. Okay. If I would like to add the pronoun, then we'd say the pronoun you. So we go to table 610, table, which is, we say rule 610 or table 610, and so we go here 610, and we're looking for what? Yes, we're looking for you, 2 male or 2 female. So you, 2 male or 2 female, here is antuma. So I just copy it from here, antuma, and go back here to the homework and say we can use antuma. When you paste antuma, paste with a different font. To keep the same font, you need to paste it as text. So that's why after you paste, you go click on the control and you select keep text only. When you keep text only, it automatically takes the same font. Okay, so أنتما دفعتما أنفسكما. أنفسكم. This is being rule 610. What column and row? Yes, row 7, column 3. Row 7, column 3. And, you know, doing more examples basically is going to do the same thing. But I'd like to add one more example here about he pushed himself. I don't think I had this one here. Yeah, I didn't have he pushed himself. Okay, so he, 1M against 1M, page 1170. He is row 9. He, row 9. Himself is column 9. So row 9, column 9. Shakarahu. Okay, so there are two possibilities. There is a possibility of shakarahu, and there is a possibility of, because it's self, so we look down at rule 1180 because it's self, it's shakara nafsahu. So we take shakara nafsahu from here into here. Shakara nafsahu, paste as text so it picks up the font, and replace shakara with dafa'a. So dafa'a nafsahu, or we can say he, we can say he from the pronoun for he, from (610), pronoun for he, third person, he is huwa. So we copy huwa, we go here, say huwa, paste text only, and then copy these. huwa dafa'a nafsahu. And you can say also they pushed themselves, they being (2m) or 2f. And we follow the same exact procedure. Okay, forgot to mention here, dafa'a nafsahu, the self is rule 1180. Rule 1180. And the rule 1180 and it's this one. This one doesn't have a number, so I should be giving numbers here. So I should be numbering them. So I'll do that later. But that would be column 8 because we have column 7. This is column 8. So we go back here and say column 8. And this one is huwa is coming from table 610. Table 610. And it is huwa is he, column 10, row 10, column 3. Row 10, column 3. Any questions? Very straightforward. Applying pronouns. And the people, the non-Arabic speakers who would say that, would say in slang, huwa dafa'a nafsu. Okay. All right. So we're ending here.